Hi everyone, this is this week's edition of Marketing Confessional, and we have here Bob London, who's this week's.
Sorry.
Hi Bob, how are you doing?
Hey Shashi, good to be here with you.
Very nice seeing you on Friday at the Mid-Atlantic Marketing Summit.
Yes.
So how
That
did
was
you
great.
enjoy it?
That was great.
It
it was great. At a high level, I would say that it was nice to see so many thoughtful marketing and communications people in one place. Basically the local area. And the fact that there was so much discussion around where marketing's headed in terms of measurability and some of the strategies and tools around that. And that's really the biggest sweeping trend that any of us should be concerned with, is taking marketing from being a cost to being an investment that we expect a return from. So I thought it was really great, and it was sold out, and it was a great venue, Gannett. It was terrific.
I'm going to ask you this. I've seen you in a lot of panels, and you have a lot of thoughts that people can take away. As a moderator, first tell us three things that people can find useful from your panel, and also what is the difference between being a moderator and a panelist? I think as a moderator, you give up your own thought leadership for providing a venue for your panelists.
All right. Well, since we just talked about measurability, let's talk about the outcome after the fact of being. I was a moderator of this panel discussion versus being a panelist. I can tell you that, as far as I'm concerned, the outcome is night and day. As a panelist, when I've been before, it seemed like there was a lot of attention being paid to what I said in the room and online, and it was tweeted and retweeted, and so I felt like I got more play out of it online, particularly, and live. As a moderator, I just didn't find that it was the same. I had to resist the urge to give my opinion on every answer, on every question I was asking, and I managed to get in a few shots, but nothing. So the coverage afterwards, being from a selfish standpoint, it's not as good. Having said that, if I get asked to be a moderator again, I would love to do it. I wouldn't turn it down. So the things that came up throughout the event, but particularly in several of the panels, including mine, were that clearly, again, there are tools and strategies for measuring marketing automation tools. Things like Focus is headed in that direction as well with their software, HubSpot with inbound marketing. But what do they all depend on? The one thing that all those tools and strategies require that people aren't good at yet is content. And so in my panel discussion, there were two great sound bites. One from Deborah Lavoie from OpenText. She said, I wish they would rename content marketing as substance marketing, which goes along with my theme of, there's too much content pollution out there. So I thought that was terrific. And then Erin Bush from Newstar said, when people come to her, she's a social media manager there, when people come to her and say, okay, we need to do some thought leadership, she says, okay, well, give me some thoughts. In order to have thought leadership, you have to have some original thoughts. So those are two striking examples to me of both what's wrong and what's being discussed that can be fixed to kind of enhance the measurability of marketing. It all depends on content, really.
I saw you reading the Wall Street Journal. Any good stories on
Yes.
Marketing, social media?
Yes. Avon is late to the social media party. So that, so Avon, after their operating profit per Avon salesperson, I have to be quiet, there may be an Avon salesperson right here, is down 75% in 10 years. So one of the things they're saying is the company has done nothing to help their army of representatives with social media, and they have no overarching social media strategy. And I think, company has a lot of problems. It's easy to pick on Avon, but I think one of the things you realize after a while is they think they're in the door-to-door sales business when actually they're probably in the beauty business. That's who they compete with. They compete with drugstore.com and Sephora and all these others. And so I think you can see maybe where they lost their way. They're very successful at direct selling, but that's not their business, that's a channel. So hopefully with social media and other things, they'll start to be able to rebuild. They have some new leadership there, so I'm excited about that.
But don't you think direct selling is more about personal relationships?
Yes, it is.
don't you think companies like that should have been the first ones to use the tools
Yes,
that we
clearly
call
they
social
blew it.
media?
I guess I wasn't being negative enough. They blew it, and I mean they had some systemic leadership issues there that hopefully will now be taken care of. But yeah, so
So we should. Do you think we should term the tools that social media uses as P2P, person to person?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So
P2P.
P2P, whether it's B2B or B2C or B2 whatever.
Right.
Ultimately, it's P2P.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
So you, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. A new term, hopefully.
Let me give a shout out to today's inspiration, our sponsor, coming from the Washington Business Journal, is doing Social Madness, which is a competition between companies based on their social media presence. And so you should go to socialmadness.com, and it's put on by the Washington Business Journal. Is it sponsored by Capital One?
Yes.
So it should be very cool, because I think it's a good way to raise awareness about some of the good things that are happening on social media. So socialmadness.com, go there, be there.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks.